Cuba has been plunged into a deepening energy crisis after a nationwide collapse of its already fragile power grid, leaving millions without electricity and exposing the country's failing gas and energy infrastructure. The blackout, reported on March 16th, is one of several in recent months and highlights how dependent the island remains on imported fuel to sustain its electricity system. Officials say the outage was likely triggered by a transmission failure rather than a single plant breakdown. But the underlying causes are far more systemic. Years of underinvestment, aging thermoelectric plants, and severe fuel shortages have left the grid highly vulnerable. Cuba relies heavily on oil-fired generation, yet fuel imports have dropped sharply, with few major shipments arriving in recent months. The crisis has been worsened by tightening United States sanctions and what Cuban authorities describe as an effective blockade on oil supplies, particularly from Venezuela, once the island's main energy lifeline. Without steady fuel, electricity production has faltered, forcing authorities to ration power, prioritize hospitals and essential services, and explore limited solar and gas alternatives. For ordinary Cubans, the consequences have been severe, with prolonged blackouts disrupting food storage, water supply, healthcare, and communications, while some areas face outages lasting up to 20 hours a day. The ripple effects are also being felt in the United States, particularly across energy and regional stability concerns. While Cuba's grid is not directly linked to the US, instability in Caribbean energy markets can influence fuel flows and pricing, especially in southern states such as Florida, which are closely tied to regional supply chains. In addition, fears of increased migration driven by worsening living conditions could place added pressure on US infrastructure and emergency services. Analysts warn that if the crisis persists, it may contribute to broader energy security concerns and highlight vulnerabilities in interconnected regional systems.